Lesson 39, Section 2. This presentation will be covering two new noun types, third declension nouns in o, epsilon, upsilon, and zdos, theos, ha, the proper noun Zeus. As usual, we are going to start by dropping the genitive singular ending to give us basile for a noun like this. We're going to plug that into all of the numbers and cases. We're going to add our normal endings, as usual, for the third declension, but we're going to see quite a few changes here. First is going to be the nominative singular, so instead of basiles, we're going to see basileus, as we would see from the lexical form at the top there. Our next change is going to be in the genitive singular. The omicron sigma of the ending is going to change to omega sigma. In the dative singular, that epsilon iota is going to be contracted to the diphthong a, basile instead of basile. And in the vocative, instead of basiles, we're going to see basileo. It's basically just kind of the raw stem there of the noun. We're also going to see something curious in the plural nominative. We're going to see both contraction of the es, but we're also going to see an alternative form. So that es is going to be contracted to either basileis with the eta, or basileis, pronounced basically the same, with the epsilon iota diphthong. In the dative plural, we're also going to see some both contraction and the upsilon creep back in there, so basileusin instead of basilesin. And those are the forms, fairly irregular, of nouns like basileus. And a good number of third declension nouns end in this ending here, so it really is helpful to know these forms. Last thing we'll take a look at is zdos, theos, ha, the proper noun for Zeus. And of course we only have this in the singular. We don't refer to multiple Zeuses. And this is a fairly irregular, very irregular, but nonetheless very common noun, so it really helps to know its forms because it changes quite a bit, as you can see already, from the difference between the lexical form with the zeta and the genitive singular with the delta. So we're going to start with that stem, which we get from dropping the ending of the genitive singular, os, and ending up with di. So we plug that in each of those cases. And we can start with our usual third declension endings, but obviously the singular nominative has to change from dis to zdos. And then we have a vocative change, a change in the vocative. Very similar actually to the change that we see in a noun like basileus. It goes from dis again to zdeo. So singular nominative, singular vocative show this alternate stem. And those are the forms of zdos, theos, ha, Zeus in the singular, which is the only number we see it in. For the forms of these, you can look at pages 30 and 29. Thank you very much.